Hello and welcome to Power Skills with Janna. I'm Janna Jones, your leadership development specialist, coach, and mentor, supporting you as you build the most powerful skills in your toolkit. Today, we are going to take the opportunity to dive into a fascinating psychological concept that can deeply influence how we approach challenges, decisions, and even success in our lives, our locus of control. We'll be discussing the difference between an internal and an external locus of control, why it matters, and how understanding where you fall on the spectrum can empower you in both your personal and professional life. Whether you're a leader, a team member, or just someone looking to better understand yourself, this episode is for you. Let's get started. First, I wanted to take the opportunity to break down the concept itself. The term locus of control was coined by psychologist Julian Roscher in the 1950s. It refers to the degree to which people believe that they have control over the outcomes and events in their lives. There are two types of locus of control, internal and external. People with an internal locus of control believe that they are in charge of their own destiny. They feel that their actions, their decisions, and their efforts directly influence outcomes. They believe that success, failure, and change are largely within their control. On the flip side, people with an external locus of control believe that external factors like luck, fate, circumstances, or even other people are responsible for the outcomes in their lives. They often see themselves more passive in the face of forces that are beyond their control. So let's dig a little bit deeper into what that looks and feels and sounds like, because perhaps you may recognize some of these tendencies in those around you as well as yourself. An external locus of control tends to blame forces outside of their control for their setbacks. They may credit luck or fate or chance to their successes, and sometimes they don't believe that they can overcome, and therefore they may struggle to actually change their situation. They can feel powerless and hopeless in the face of difficult situations. They're more prone to experiencing learned helplessness. In particular, leaders with an external locus of control may create sentiments of us versus them in their teams as a result. Those with a stronger pull towards the internal locus of control end of the spectrum are more likely to take responsibility for their actions, good and bad. This is really important to note because there are always shadow traits as well. They may be less influenced by the opinions of others, better at self-directing and working at their own pace. They tend to have a strong sense of self-efficacy because they're less directed by the deadlines and desires of others. They work hard to achieve the things that they want, and they choose courage in the face of challenges. They actually report being happier because they have a strong sense of independence and greater success in the workplaces as a result. So what? Why does this actually matter? Why is it important to know whether you have a propensity for internal or external locus of control? Well, this mindset can deeply affect how you approach challenges and opportunities and even setbacks in our lives. People with an internal locus of control tend to take more responsibility for their actions. When things go well, they can feel deeply empowered by their ability to shape their own future. And when things don't go as planned, they are more likely to reflect on their actions and consider what it is that they could have done differently, and also what they might focus on moving forward and what might now be possible or what is next. This mindset does promote growth and resilience and a sense of personal power in ownership. On the other hand, having a stronger external locus of control, you might feel that no matter what you do, external factors will always dictate the result that you get. This can lead to feelings of helplessness, feeling subject to your situation, or even stagnation in your life and career, because it's easy to feel that effort doesn't actually matter as much when it seems so outside of your control. While neither mindset is inherently better than the other, the research tends to show that an internal locus of control is associated with higher levels of motivation, confidence, and success. So let's talk more specifically about why cultivating an internal locus of control can be so empowering. Firstly, you might get increased resilience when you believe that your actions have a direct impact on your life. you are far more likely to persevere in the face of challenges. Instead of giving up or feeling powerless, you see setbacks as temporary obstacles that you can overcome with effort and with learning. It may offer you greater accountability because an internal locus of control leads to higher levels of personal accountability. When things don't go as planned, you don't blame external circumstances or other people. You instead look inward. This mindset is key to personal growth because it encourages continuous self-reflection and improvement. Higher motivation may also be key. If you believe that your efforts will directly impact the outcome, you are so much more likely to be motivated to do the hard work, to put in the hard yards. You feel a sense of agency in knowing that what you do matters. And it can also support effective leadership. For leaders, an internal locus of control is vital. It is increasingly hard to inspire and lead a team if you feel like you're at the mercy of external forces. So leaders with an internal locus of control are more confident in their decisions and their actions, and this confidence can be contagious as well. But it's also important to acknowledge that there are situations where an external locus of control may serve us as well. So I wanted to take the opportunity to explore this a little bit. In terms of managing uncertainty, sometimes things really are outside of your control. Market changes, unexpected health crises, or sudden changes in leadership at work. These are events where an external locus of control in small doses can help you to manage that stress. If you are constantly blaming yourself for things that you can't control, it can lead to unnecessary frustration. Therefore, recognizing when factors are in fact completely outside of our control or influencing events, this can help to maintain a balanced perspective. Avoiding burnout may also be key here. If you place too much pressure on yourself to control every single outcome, it can only lead to exhaustion. People with a strong internal locus of control may sometimes struggle to accept that not everything is within their power and then struggle to let things go. So understanding when it's okay to accept external influences and let it go can help prevent burnout, can manage your energy, and can help you to be more effective. It's also important to note that it may not be one or the other. One may not mean the absence of the other as well. So for example, let me give you an example here because that was perhaps a little bit confusing. While I still have a fairly strong internal locus of control in a really challenging situation, I may still react in the moment saying something like, "Gosh, really? Why does this always happen to me?" That felt experience of things happening to you and being subject to those things. But having developed an internal locus of control means that I actually bounce back quicker from that blame and that felt experience of things having happened to me to really reinforce what is within my control in order to get unstuck and to seek progression instead. So if you feel that you lean more towards an external locus of control and you would like to make a conscious shift towards more self-empowered internal mindset, let's consider a few strategies that may actually help. Firstly, focus on what you can control. A great starting point is always identifying what's within your control and what isn't. Let me break this down a little bit further because I find it one of the most empowering things for me. There are actually only 4 things that you can control: what you think, what you feel, what you say, and what action you take. And from there's a whole bunch of things that we can influence. But often, when we're stuck on the external, the things outside of our control and our influence, it's important to try and recognize where your attention drifts to the things outside of your control, and then refocus your energy and your attention on what is within your control, what you think, feel, say, and what actions you can take in this moment. Let go of the factors that you can't influence. This can help support how you respond in the face of setbacks and the effort you put in, or the skills that you choose to develop in the process. Setting small, achievable goals may also be key because building an internal locus of control takes time. Starting out by setting small, achievable goals that allow you to see the direct impact of your actions And as you accomplish these goals, make sure that you also celebrate your successes. Reflect and consider what it was, both in your way of being as well as doing, that had you successful. This can help you to build confidence in your ability to shape your outcomes, and it will continue to grow over time as you do. Practice self-reflection. After experiencing success or a setback, make sure that you take the time to reflect on what role your actions played in the outcome. What worked well? What didn't? How can you apply what you've learned here to future situations? What may you do differently? This will help as you start to reinforce and embed the belief that your actions really do make a difference. And take responsibility. If you find yourself blaming others or external circumstances for a challenge, pause and ask, what could I have done differently? Taking ownership of your role or the part that you have played, even in difficult situations, can empower you to make proactive changes in the future. As we wrap up, understanding your locus of control, whether internal or external, can be a game changer in how you approach life's challenges and set yourself up for success. While there are benefits and challenges to both, shifting towards an internal locus of control can empower you to take ownership of your decisions, your actions, and of course, your growth. It's most important to find that balance between what you can control and what you can't. Perhaps you might take this opportunity to consider where you are placing your effort, attention, and energy, and making sure it is where you have some control or can make an impact. You absolutely have the power. It has been my pleasure to connect with you in Power Skills with Janna today. If you've enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to subscribe for more insights on developing your leadership and your personal skills. I would love to hear your thoughts. Do you identify more with an internal or external locus of control? And how does this play out in your day-to-day experiences? Feel free to reach out to me on Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn via Power Skills Development, or head to www.powerskillsdevelopment.com if you'd like to work with us further. Don't forget to leave a review, and as always, stay empowered and have a fabulous rest of your week.